And bonjour, Bruno here with Rafa. And Rafa, it's the first time for you on the podcast, the LARVOL Onco podcast. We're going to talk about oncology data, and in particular, LARVOL CLIN, our oncology data platform, and how it can be used for the ASCO GU conference coming. Before that, though, I want to show you my view. You can guess where I am, perhaps. It's a beautiful, beautiful view here, Rafa. In New York
Nice.
City, you can see there's still a lot of snow on the roof. You can see a little bit of
Uh-huh.
a part of the Empire State Building over there. Yeah,
Yeah, I see it. But it's a little bit sunny. I think you're getting kind of a good weather right now.
yeah, it is. It is. It is. Well, it's cold. Actually, it's very cold, but it's sunny at the same time.
Oh, that's
So
nice. How's the Big Apple treating you?
very good. Thank you. I always love to come to New York
Nice.
City. Uh, Before we talk about LARVOL CLIN and ASCO GU, I want to say a few things. First, I'll be back in New York the week of the 16th, and Shahir Sheikh, our producer, hi Shahir, is organizing for us another LARVOL billboard on Times Square. So what we have, and you might have heard that before, right? We have actually a billboard on Times Square, and we usually
Mhm.
acknowledge either oncologists or advocates, or sometimes people from our company. And it's a wonderful
Mhm.
tradition that we started about a year ago. And it's so I don't know yet who will be on the billboard, but the week of the 16th we'll have a billboard, not for the whole week, for a day, part of a day actually,
Okay.
over there. So that's the first
Maybe
point.
the
Yeah.
two podcast stars right now kind of
Oh, maybe the two of us.
getting
Yeah, maybe.
visibility in Times
I
Square.
see. I see. So, second point. Yesterday was World Cancer Day, and you might have seen a lot of posting on social media acknowledging uh, the people with cancer and people working in the cancer field, which we are fortunate to play a role on the data side to support the field of cancer. And what I want to say is that even if we work one step removed from patients, we're not on the front line. We don't pretend to be on front line. We don't understand um, what it is to be a physician in the front line, because that's not us. We're here to support the field with data. But despite that, we always have to remember that ultimately it's about people, and it's about people with terrible diseases and people who have challenges, obviously. And the data we're working with is an abstraction. We're looking at shifting curves, survival curve, progression curves. It's abstract. So we have to force ourselves to remember there are real people behind this curve. When the survival curve in aggregate drops, it's patients who unfortunately pass away or progress. So I wanted to remind that to you and make sure that our audience knows that we know that it's important. So having said that, I'm going to ask you, Rafa, to share your screen and to give the audience a walkthrough of how they can use LARVOL CLIN to prepare for ASCO GU. In 2 weeks in San Francisco, I'll be back in San Francisco. ASCO GU is going to take place. We were at ASCO GI a few weeks back. It was a great success. And LARVOL CLIN is a tool to prepare and to accompany and even to support after the conference. And so share your screen and give us a
Mhm.
little bit of a walkthrough how our audience can use CLIN to prepare for ASCO GU. And audience, if you have questions, please jump in, ask us, and also you could request either a more extensive demo or maybe even a pilot trial of the platform. So microphone to you, Rafa.
Okay, nice. So, well, you might see a little bit of tabs here, but since we're talking about ASCO GU, it's very important that we head to the conferences tab. So we have here all the conference, but since right now our focus is on GU, we're going to click on GU. Here we have basic information related to the sentiment on the conference in general, all of the trials that are going to be presented, all of the top influencers, the top companies. Also, a little bit more metrics to give you an idea of how people are talking about the conference per se in social media. So I think it's well. First of all, we have 9 analytics. This usually grows a little bit more when the conference kicks in. We also have this very important tab that it's clinical abstracts. Here you can filter all of the abstracts that are presented at this conference. But I want to focus right now on the top trials by post. I think here's where we can get more insights on how we're doing.
And
So,
Rafa, as you do that, I just want to make another comment. The data, and some of you already know that, but maybe not. Where's the data coming from? Well, we are tracking 6,000 oncologists on X, on Twitter. And so they're all oncologists. Essentially, anybody who's an oncologist and active in discussion clinical trial in cancer, we index. And what we do is that each time they talk about a clinical trial in cancer, our AI, with a little bit of human curation on top, is going to extract their comment. And so think about it as a Google map of cancer data. And on top of that sort of satellite picture, we add color. And the color is the comments from that panel of 6,000 oncologists. And so what you're seeing here is the very top trials with the highest buzz ahead of the conference. So the titles have been released. I don't even think the full abstract have been released, right? Do you know? Only the
yeah, I
titles?
think I think they're still dropping them, but we have a good number right now here.
Okay. All right. So back to you. So these are the top trials.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so as Bruno mentioned, here we are tracking the sentiment. I want to focus on LightSpark by Merck. So as you may see here, we divide by negative, not related, neutral, positive, and strongly positive. So we see that LightSpark, it's getting a lot of buzz right now. So we're going to delve deeper in this.
And two LightSpark, right? The top two trials
Exactly.
are both LightSpark. 11 and 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So yeah, we're focusing on the 11th. Here we have kind of the main idea of how oncologists, our top voices, are talking about it. But let's get a little bit more profound in this tab. So here we have the publications. It's very important to know that we are gathering, as Bruno said, all of our AI starts gathering information since the release of the data and since the first post or publication related to the trial. So, for example, here we have this very beautiful picture. We have the source, the image URL. And we have a lot of more information, kind of the stages, kind of a little bit of comments, posters also. So yeah, has been gathered since 2021. Last post was it's going to be made for ASCO GU. So here we have all of the sources. You can get into the sources if you see fit. So yeah, this is very important to keep that chronological order of how the trial is getting seen by the outside world and how it's getting published and presented. So since we're talking a little bit about the buzz and all the information gathered in social media, specifically in X, here we have how many posts are being released related to this specific trial, LightSpark, that it's right now in phase 3. So here we can see we have 29 posts. Most of them are positive. Also, how the top influencers are speaking about it. And this is very nice. This is one of my favorite capabilities. We also gather all of the comments related, right? So here we have the positive, not related, positive, and you can see all of that sentiment. So I would like to Bruno to speak on this two top voices to give us a little bit of his
Yeah.
perspective
So
on
these
how the
are, of
trials go.
course, these are top key opinion leaders, very well known and very active on social media. Everybody knows both of them, and they are the top two people who commented on on this trial, and so they provide the color. Right, we know that these are
Mhm.
likely to be the among the top discussed trials at ASCO GU. And we already have a
Mhm.
sense of what the data is going to be, and we have a sense of the initial conversation about the trials. Of course, as the data arrive and as a presentation are taking place, we will get more and more commentary and richer um, analysis of the data, and that's going to be
Mhm.
real time included on our platform.
Yeah, exactly. So in the next days, this whole tab and this whole trial is going to be growing and growing. Uh, we are gathering all that information and we're putting it here. So this is mainly social media, but here's some very key information that, well, Clean, it's a very powerful tool. It can serve a lot of oncology departments. So I want to go something that can be a little bit more suited for R&D or those type of departments. So here we have the outcome measures on this specific trial. So we have all this information. We can also hop into landscapes. Here we have also kind of, I like to think of it as a little bit of the publications tab of how we are gathering the information. Since the first really is related to landscapes, we're gathering them. So, sorry, my internet's a little bit bad. So here we can get into here. We can see a little bit in more detail how that landscape is looking, also the source, and yeah, we can kind of you can gather all the information that it's needed for you. I also really like this one. It's all of the related trials to this specific trial. So if we're looking by population, you have actually 17. So you can delve deeper in here, or if you also want it, you can look it up by landscape. So we also have here all of that those entries to the trials. It's very important to know that. Let me just, for example, if you get into here, you get kind of the same interface where you can gather all that useful information for your efforts. But since we're focusing on LifeSpark, I want to stay in here, but just wanted to show you how this works. And yeah, since we already reviewed the by landscape also, you can also see the boss, all of that information. And finally, the timelines. What are the key points of that timeline? And yeah, as we told you, this is going to keep growing. So we're going to have more information. So in the next podcast, it would be very nice to show you how this has evolved, like after the conference passed. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
kind of a sneak peek.
yeah, thank you, Rafa, for the walking visit of CLIN and its application to ASCO GU. We probably will do an additional walkthrough next week where we'll have a lot more data. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the picture evolves as we get closer to the conference itself. Uh, Rafa, thank you very, very much for joining, and we'll see you next
Thank you
time.
for having me. Thank you.
Au
Thank
revoir.
you. Thank you, viewers. Have an amazing day. Take care.
And I'll